My name is Steve Well. I am the president and owner of T Appraisal, which is the appraisal division of Tauber Aaron's Auctioneers. I'm briefly going to be taking through the appraisal process and give you a background as far as the appraisal company. I've been in the auction business for 40 years. I've been appraising equipment for 35 years, and it is the relationship between the auction company and the appraisal company that gives the credibility in our appraisals, meaning that we appraise what we sell what we appraise. This gives the lenders the comfort level that if we appraise at a certain level, then we have the ability or the responsibility, more importantly, to back up our numbers with the auction side. I wanted to go through the different types of appraisals. There's three different types of appraisals, and they can be done two different ways. You have auction value, orderly liquidation value, and fair market value. And the two ways they can be done is on a walkthrough basis, meaning that we walk through the plant and we give you a one number figure, or we can do an itemized appraisal for you, which lists each piece, make, model number, capacity, attachments, serial number, and a value on each. Now the difference in values, and you'll hear auction value referred to as distress value, liquidation value, or whatever, but really the basic difference is on an auction value or liquidation value compared to an orderly liquidation value is that an auction value is a non-negotiated sale, and that is the main difference. When you get to an orderly liquidation value, you're talking about a negotiated sale over a shorter period of time, such as maybe 6 months. Your fair market value is talking about what the equipment would sell on the open marketplace given Mr. Right comes along and wants to pay for the equipment. In addition to fair market, you can also do an in-place value, meaning that if you had to move this equipment within a 60-mile radius, rehook it up, reinstall it, what would the in-place value be? Our charges are based on basically how many pieces of equipment we have to appraise and how expensive the equipment is. And give you an idea, if we're appraising 30 gantry profilers as compared to 30 Bridgeport mills, we're going to be charging more for that. So almost all owners are going to want to know, well, what's this going to cost me? And they have a tendency to send me an asset ledger. On the assets ledger, it will list equipment $2 million, equipment $50,000, equipment $100,000, and I have no idea how many pieces of equipment there are or what they are. So what we really need to get is an asset listing of the equipment based on a plant listing by a plant manager. The easiest way for me to give you a cost basis is for me to talk to your plant manager. I can ask him within 5 minutes what he has there, and I will have an exact idea of what we'll be charging. At that point, we'll quote your price, we'll come out to your plant, and then we will walk through the plant, reconfirm the price, and if that is okay with you, we'll go to work, and we need check for payment in full before we leave. If we're doing the appraisal for the bank, then we'll be sending the invoice directly to them. In that case, we won't be picking up a check from you. As the video that you're watching right now, you can see where we're walking through a plant and taking an overall look at the equipment, and then walking up to the equipment and inventorying the equipment. And a little bit later, Spencer will be explaining to you a little bit better what we do, what we look for when we walk up to a piece of machinery. We formulate all our gut feel as far as what we think the value is. We then come back to the office and do all our homework. And what that means is checking what we've sold for at auction sales, what other auctioneers have sold for at auction sales. We'll talk to machinery dealers and get their value as far as what they see the market price of this is going, the piece of equipment is going towards. And from that, we formulate our number. It is usually a 2-day process from the time you say, come on out. From the time we come out to your premises, it takes another week to finish up the appraisal. That is based on doing one location. If you've got, I did one once that was 30 locations across the U.S. and did it in 30 days. That meant doing some of these two appraisals, 2 locations per day. And but that is a situation where if it's multi-locations across the U.S., it may take more time. What we try to do is we try to have the one person that's doing the appraisal at the one location be the same appraiser that does the appraisal for all the other locations. What this does, it gives a continuity in the appraisal. The person who's appraising your equipment in Los Angeles is also the ones appraising your equipment in New Orleans. So from that, like I said, we take about 2 days to get out to the site and a week to finish up at your one location. If it's a multi-site location, it's usually done about one location every other day.
Hi, my name is Spencer Quayle and I've worked with TA Appraisal for the last 3 years. I began on the auction side though about 10 years ago and switched over to the appraisal side. What I'll be going over with you is our initial approach to the machine and getting information regarding the serial number, make, model, year, capacities, and things like that. So what we do when we first walk into a shop is we get a lay of the land and see where we want to start as far as going from machine to machine to make sure we don't miss things throughout the entire appraisal. When we first walk up to a machine, we look for the plate, which conveys the serial number, make, model, year of the machine, sometimes the capacities. And this helps us in our appraisal when we're getting information to appraise the equipment. And after we've written down all the information on the plate of the machine, we'll walk around the machine and check the condition and see how well it's running, how well the employees take care of it, and things like that, so that when we do our comps, we know how we can compare that particular machine to other machines that have been sold recently at auctions. Another approach we use is discussing the machines with the employees of the shop themselves. That way the employees can tell us how well the machine works, how they compare to other machines that they've used, and things of that nature. Sometimes the employees provide valuable information that the owners of the business cannot because they're not involved with the day-to-day running of the machine.
In closing, TA Appraisal is well aware that we understand that our appraisal is the last process needed in closing your loan transaction. With that in mind, you will find that our service is immediate and you'll find that our numbers are accurate. We look forward to providing our services to you in the near future.